Hello and welcome to a video that I mentioned in the previous upload that I did on the Token Minorities channel to the Mega Steelix and Tyrantrum suspect. This has been in development for the last month, so I've been really annoyed that that Honchkrow dropped so that we had to waste time in the Honchkrow meta. But aside from that, Mega Steelix and Tyrantrum are both being suspected at the same time for this round of. Ooh, this is not something easily switch-inable. Venusaur. Ugh, this girder gives me problems. Yeah, they're both getting suspected at the same time because they both have a very noticeable impact on the meta, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. You can have Pokemon that are very influential in the metagame that are healthy for the metagame, such as, well, Clefable is the most obvious example, and he lets me kill the Girder, so that's interesting. Girder beat half of my team, so I strongly disagree with that decision of his, but I will take it. And if he goes out into, well, anything other than the Sigilif or the Venusaur, I'll just Sleep Powder them. Venusaur is useful still later on. I do have a Overgrow Leaf Storm that I can fire off, and it's also generally useful to have something that won't die immediately to Aqua Jet from the Samurott. It's been I don't know the lower gens enough to say what it's called. He locks himself into Dragon Claw, at least I'm assuming he's locked into it. I'm just going to go out into my Steelix here and set Rocks, or just Heavy Slam. Heavy Slam is actually a lot easier, because I basically get a kill, or not quite a kill, because Venusaur will live one, but not by much, as you can see. Now, as for what my thoughts are on the suspect test in general, and what I'll be voting for, fuck. Okay, so he dies if he attacks me, and he dies if he synthesizes, so I can just draw one. It's fine regardless, as he goes for Leaf Storm, that's fair enough. And now, Houndoom is good because Sigilif is the thing that most beats my Steelix that I feel like he would go out into. Obviously Samurott also does, as he does choose to go out into Samurott rather than Steelix, and I really don't want this thing to set up on me, so I'm just going to Dark Pulse, as he actually chooses to double into the Sigilif, and there was no reason for that, but oh well. Houndoom I did not need, because I could beat Cosmic Power Sigilif and potentially others with a Fletchinder as well, so just going to go for Sucker Punch here for damage on the Superpower. We've seen that he's going for Superpower, so we can just go into Fletchinder. He is almost certainly locked into this. If he's not, then he's played this brilliantly, and Steelix gets the it gets burnt on the switch in, meaning I can go straight out into my Blastoise, dodge a Toxic, that's pretty nice, and we can just fire off a Scold, and then just start spamming Refresh once the Steelix has been weakened a lot, just so that I don't end up poisoned. Rocks are nice to have off the field, and frankly there is no net benefit in not clicking Scold here, so dead Steelix I can just Rapid Spin the rocks away on the Samurott. Yeah, I'll just Rapid Spin. He goes for SD. We're just going to fish for burns. I should be able to put him in range of acrobatics. Oh, well, okay, we get the burn. He's Lum, so let's get another burn. And if we get another burn, we win. Even if we don't, we lose. So that's unfortunate, but I don't actually think he can Oko Blastoise. The only way he can 2-KO me is with Mega Horn, which he probably does have, admittedly. But that's still, if he's a weird set with, I don't even know. regardless, Scald is the only play that we've got. He goes for Mega Horn indeed. Do we get the second burn? We do. Excellent. And the Scald is... yay. I'll take that, frankly. Fletchinder, and then just into Steelix on the Aquajet. Yeah, because Steelix just needs to be a little bit healthy in order to... oh shit, am I going to lose to this Tyrantrum? Fuck. That was bad misplay. That was a bad misplay. Bad misplay. Going for SD. Nope. That was so stupid on my part, but oh well. As we get a game immediately versus a guy with a Seismitoad. I really wish it was HP Grass in this Houndoom now, but oh well. We're just going to lead off with Venusaur. Everything that he wants to lead with I can deal with by Venusaur. Venusaur honestly just destroys so much of his team as well. Yeah, I personally haven't made up my mind on whether or not I will be voting to ban Mega Steelix and Tyrantrum in this suspect test, or if I feel like they should stay. Underwaves. Oh, that's so annoying. Fire Blast is fine. He's just gonna hard switch. I wish I had Pursuit. But Dark Pulse is smarter because, okay, fine. Well, Parad means it didn't matter anyway. I'm going out into Cavalier so that we can go for Iron Head. Actually, doubling into Venusaur here on the switch into the Seismitoad. And we'll just start the timer. Yes, so Mega Steelix, I don't really feel like anyone should make up their mind by this stage of the suspect. It's being suspected because of how ubiquitous it is. It's on 32% of teams, it's not 35 of course. Why would you go Xatu there? That makes no sense. I'm just sludge bombing. Yeah. Yeah, well, I'll take that. I mean, sure. Yeah, it's the best Pokemon in the tier by far, and that's not a good thing, frankly. Why? He's using a bunch of sets that are not optimal, and I'm thinking that he knows that that's the case when he clearly doesn't. But whatever. Yeah, it's easily the best Pokemon in the tier. It's got phenomenal bulk, it's really good offensively as well. It's one of the staples on pretty much any type of offensive team. I'm gonna beat you 1v1. So, yeah, any type of offensive team that isn't outright HO using Glalie, it fits on really well. And even the Glalie teams, it fits on it could be a decent option potentially. But it's good for a pretty obvious reason. Is 230 base defense, giving it 436. Oh no, it's even higher than that, isn't it? Because that's regular still. Defense without any investment whatsoever. The special investment you can give it gives it 317, and it's decently bulky already. Going out into a Cavalier and clicking Pursuit. I've had enough of this Xatu. I don't care what he wants to go for. Yes, dead. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. But regardless, Mega Steelix fits onto any type of team, and it just centralizes the metagame so much around itself. It's really difficult for offensive teams to handle. They're forced into using subpar Pokemon such as Seismitoad, which otherwise wouldn't really see anywhere near as much use on offensive teams. They'd see use in general on balance and defensive teams, but nowhere near as much usage as it's currently getting, because it's an offensive answer to Mega Steelix that can also set rocks. and also has a helpful water immunity, which is very nice indeed for its typing and everything. But we've now cured our Blastoise, and we're going to go out into Escavalier, because the Earth Power is not actually going to happen. Mega Horn, I died to 2 anyway, so it doesn't matter. And Mega Steelix has a really good tendency of wearing down its checks and counters throughout the course of the game without much effort, in all honesty. Going out into Houndoom, because one Sucker Punch puts this thing in range of Fletchinder, and Fletchinder kind of destroys this man as he goes for Earth Power, kills Houndoom, and Seismitoad goes down. Excellent. If I was him, I'd go out into my Magneton here. Flygon's also a possibility. We should actually go out into Blastoise, and then we can double into Steelix on the Magneton if he goes out into it. Yep. I wish I had Protect just to get a little bit of leftovers recovery back. But anyway, the reason I don't think that anyone should decide on Mega Steelix by now is that no one has a clue what the metagame is going to be like once Mega Steelix is not in the tier. We can't base any decision that we're making in actual tiering on Theorymon. It's just not a workable solution. We need to have actual evidence and actual arguments to back up what we're saying. And I'm just going to Heavy Slam again for this stupid set. I don't like it. It's not stupid, it's just annoying to deal with. Especially when Tangrowth is already as bulky as it is. But thankfully it has no easy way to hit Fletchinder, and I can just burn something immediately. Nothing wants to come in on Fletchinder. Aromatisse is not a Fletchinder switcher. Like, it has Toxic pretty obviously, otherwise he wouldn't switch in to Aromatisse, although like Wish, Protect, Heal Bell, Moonblast is what you normally want on Aromatisse. But yeah, I can just go straight for an SD here and then just Acro, whatever. SD, as he goes for Wish. Are you going to switch into Magneton? I'm just going to Acro again. Yeah, he does go into Magneton. Should've wisped, should've wisped, should've wisped. I don't think he wants to play around with this threat. I'm actually just going to calc something first. Tyrantrum, by the way, I think should be banned. Like, I voted ban on the last suspect test, and I will vote ban in this suspect test too. Fletchinder, are you Downs versus Ton? Are you Trapper? We can live any one hit from full, so like once we've gotten rid of our flying typing, basically. Like, what the f***? Modest? No. That's not even a trapping set. That's really annoying, because now we don't have a way to win. Like, the way of winning was that, and that's no longer an option, so yay. That's really that's not even unfortunate, that's just not a very good set. Oh well, it worked, I can't really say too much against it. Yeah, Tyrantrum, I've spoken a little bit about Mega Steelix, and Mega Steelix I'm still iffy about, although I am very interested in seeing the final 9 days of this suspect, because frankly it looks really, really interesting. I can't honestly wait for it, because it's looking like a really interesting. It's like getting a sumo tier early. I get to explore something that has just not happened in the entirety of Oras, and that's fun for me. I like that. yeah, it's interesting and worth doing. But outside of just that, Mega Steelix isn't something I feel we should make any decision on until we've seen what the meta is actually like without it. So come on. If you let me kill a run, you say I'll be thankful. No. Crit. No. I need to get up rocks as well. Nah, we lose this in the long run, which is really annoying because this is now my Rex ult that's just basically destroyed. And he's using this same team. Oh, fuck off. I do not like being called Pawn Man. Please never call me Pawn Man. I'm just going to lead with Venusaur, as he does the same Sludge Bomb to KOs both of us. As he's faster, probably not got HP Fire. So as a result, I'm going out into Scavalier. Do we see HP Fire? We do. So he just got lucky and won the Speed type, which is fine. Fletchinder is fine as well. I doubt he's going to predict me to go for Fletchinder switch, especially because Fletchinder is largely my way of winning. Yep, he didn't predict it. And he didn't predict me to go for Acro there either. But this man knows who I am, so that does affect the way I play the game. And that's just a piece of advice. Whenever you're playing someone you recognize on YouTube, don't say that you recognize them, because people play differently when they know that you recognize them. Anyway, Mega Steelix I've talked about a lot. Tyrantrum, I wanted it banned last time, I want it banned now. I don't really mind how that comes about. Frankly, the sooner it gets banned, the better. But the reason I want it banned is just that it is so risk-free in pretty much every area. The opportunity cost, and this is something also applying to Mega Steelix as well, but I'm talking about Tyrantrum now, so Mega Steelix can ignore itself. The opportunity cost for using Mega Steelix or Tyrantrum is so low in RU that that does nothing. Thank you for the healing of me, and we're going to go out and give Venusaur on your SD. Or the miss. I'll take the miss, frankly. And Leaf Storm, Sludge Bomb. I mean, Samurott should probably just be sacked here. Leaf Storm is smartest. Nope, okay, should have gone for Sludge Bomb. Oh well, we miss anyway, so yay. Gonna predict my switch into Houndoom. Ah, we didn't live, unfortunately. He didn't even predict my switch into Houndoom as well. We saw from the last one that this is in fact Life Orb, so I'm actually going to go for Fire Blast here on switch into Gerda, as he flinches me, which is nice. Not. But now he goes up to Gerda. That was smart play on his part, I'll give him that. Knock off Drain Punch. It's not so easy to just kill Fletchinder. So into Fletchinder I go. Drain Punch does that much. I'm just going to Acro as he stays in. Yep. Whatever. The opportunity cost of clicking Head Smash is pretty damn low. You get a 150 base power move with next to no drawbacks for free. That is completely it's almost unwallable. The few steel types in Superpower, the few steel types in RU, they can't take hits from Steelix. Why am I going for that when Heavy Slam basically equals kill? Yeah, we'll go for Heavy Sand here. As he stays in, sacks off the Tyrantrum, that's good. That gives me an actual opening to win with Fletchinder, which I didn't have previously. And if he goes out into Sigilif, that just tells me that that's got no way of hitting my... Yep, goes up to Samurott, that's fine. He's going to SD here. Oh, okay, nope, never mind. Well, we can go into Blastoise and just Scald. Okay, time to actually talk about what I want to talk about. Tyrantrum has next to no drawbacks to clicking its main stab move all the time, and this is going to be Roost, isn't it? Oh, that's going to be so difficult to try and actually take down. Sorry, I'm just getting caught up. And it provides so much pressure. The Steels are the only thing that really check it, and they don't have reliable recovery in RU. I mean, the only one that actually has recovery, commonly seen recovery, is the somewhat passive Registeel, which uses Rest a lot. Rest, Sleep Talk, and stuff, and Houndoom Switch. Yeah, if he brought it in like that, there was obvious that the Roost was coming. Dark Pulse versus Sucker Punch, I'm just going to go for Dark Pulse. Sacks off the Samurott, which is fine. I believe I can now just win with this Houndoom because he probably doesn't think I've got Sucker Punch because I didn't go for it 3 times. Anyway, this is going to be the last game. I try to keep these live shorts on the TTM channel. As yay, we win. I mean, like, if you recognize a YouTuber, don't say that you recognize them, and don't insult them by calling them porn man either. Tyrantrum, next to no opportunity cost. In running it, gives you a massive wall breaker whilst using a choice Scarf set, and it's fantastic insurance against offensive teams. The only sets that really threaten Tyrantrum on offensive teams are the Seismitoads, which get 2-hit KO'd by Outrage after 20% damage, and Pokemon that are faster than it that can OHKO it, such as Scarf, Medicham, Endure Hitmonlee, things like that. And that the combination of all those things, plus the effectiveness of the choice band sets and the Life Orb sets that I've seen running around, all of that just adds up into a package that I feel Tyrantrum is too much for the RU tier to handle. Now, if Mega Aggron drops into the tier, along with Mega Sceptile, along with, I don't know, Blissey and shit, that it would keep them in check, then it would be fine, because it can't outspeed the fast things on offense. It's got a really hard wall in the form of Mega Aggron, and things like that. It's not that it's a clearly broken Pokemon like Sharpedo and Honchkrow were. It's just so many elements of it are just good, so good, and it just snowballs, and there's so little opportunity cost. You don't lose anything by using Tyrantrum. I mean, what happens to your team if you put a Tyrantrum on there? You gain a Fletchinder check for offense, you gain a powerful wall breaker, and you gain an anti-offense tool. Only thing you really need is a Scald switch in, and offense doesn't switch into stuff anyway. Well, it doesn't have dedicated switch-ins to Scalds that are... It has Seismitoad and stuff. Let's focus on that. And Mega Steelix is similar to Tyrantrum, but kind of in reverse. The bulk, the offensive prowess, the fact that it can cheese past all of its counters, well, counters in quotation marks, all of its checks in just one set, because Toxic is able to whittle them down throughout the course of a game. All of these add up, and I believe combined mean that Steelix... I can understand why it's getting suspected, but I don't know if I'm ready to say right now that it should outright be banned. I am leaning that way, but I haven't yet experienced the non-Steelix metagame, so I can't honestly say that that should be the case without being disingenuous. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be bringing some more to this channel. I'm being very vague because I don't know what my next video is going to be yet myself. But I will see you all next time. Have fun and bye.